This is Ashley Hodge with the Sikkim 365 post-game call-in show coming to you after Baylor's 82-72 win over Oklahoma. It wasn't easy. Man, Oklahoma can make you play ugly. And another night where the Bears get the job done. Great job by the backcourt. LJ Cryer starts off the game strong, has 7 points, leaves the game somewhere in the first half and doesn't come back after what was reportedly a foot injury. Keyonte George ends up 23 points, the leading scorer on the night. He is going to be our co-host on the post-game call-in show as soon as he gets here. He had post-game media responsibilities right after the game. Adam Flagler, big second half for him, 20 points and really some clutch shooting down the stretch, made all of his free throws. That was great to see. Langston Love, man, we got to talk about Langston. Langston had a terrific game, 19 points, 5 for 7 from the field, 2 for 2 from three-point range. He had 5 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds. I don't think he turned the ball over either. The Bears did a really good job taking care of the ball, only 7 turnovers on the night. Great team win. Jonathan Chachua. I got to learn how to pronounce his name right because I've been pronouncing it one way, which I thought was right for the last year and a half or 2 years. And now I've discovered a video out there where he pronounces it Chachua. Chachua. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. So we're going to get that tightened up. Emory, what were your thoughts? You were watching the game from the studio. Did you think the Bears performed how you expected, or what was your take on the game?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. OU's always going to give you a tough game. Actually, no, I wouldn't say I'm impressed, but a little disappointed with our free throw percentage this game. But we did get to the line 26 times, so I'm okay with that. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I thought it was a pretty good game overall. The more I see of Langston Love, the more I like him. He's real crafty. He is. On offense. I mean, he kind of shows me a little bit of some Maceo in him. I don't know. Or those old guards, you know?
That's a good comparison. Yeah. Like his ability to get in the paint and make tough shots that are off balance. I mean, he could be that 2-point mid-range assassin, which Flagler is too, but Langston Love just got that long wingspan. He can hang in the air. He's really proficient at making the bank shot, particularly going to the right side when he drives right. He just has a knack for making those tough shots at difficult angles. Made that really clutch 3 as well in the corner, which gave the Bears some separation. Just a terrific performance, especially – there's times when you're like, oh, man, and Scott Drew said this in the post game. He's like, this was one of those games that you really worry about because OU's coming off a blowout loss, and we're coming off a blowout win, and it's like the perfect trap game. And so, OU comes into town, they're well coached. Their coach evidently is like the hot candidate for Notre Dame, maybe Notre Dame's next head coach. So, they're coming into town, and they're going to be fired up. And the Bears may be a little flat because they're feeling themselves after that blowout win against Texas Tech. And, a little bit, and the crowd's not going to be great, because it's a Wednesday night game, 8 o'clock. And we know we have these arguments on the message boards. We've had like 3 straight sellouts, and people are like, oh, we need to expand the capacity. Tonight was a perfect example of why we do not need to expand the capacity. The capacity is fine. So, that's definitely, I think, we got it right. We got it right. We need this place filled on these weeknight games, and the new Foster Pavilion is going to allow us to do that. Do we have some calls, Emory, yet? Any calls in the hopper?
Yes, we have one call from Dudley Booth.
Okay. Hey, Dudley. Welcome to the post-game call-in show with Ashley Hodge. Keontae's not here yet. He should be here shortly.
Hey, Ashley, it's Finley. What a grind-out game. I mean, this team, we had those scoring droughts in a couple of games there, and I don't think I've seen a 3-minute stretch in the last couple of games where we've gone scoreless. And I think just seeing the team kind of grind it out, and I think the last 2 games especially, there hasn't been a moment where I've been nervous about the outcome. I think just playing within ourselves and within our means, and seeing Adam Flagler tonight, I watched him a lot. May have had some Monopoly money on a prop line for him. But he played off the ball. I watched him a lot. And and just him stepping into that more point guard role, facilitating the ball, and things like that. So, I mean, it's great to see this team kind of come together more as the stretch goes on and heading into some big games down the stretch, and now sitting in a 4-way tie for second in the Big 12. So,
yeah,
that's exciting stuff.
Yeah, so for those listening to this that don't know the other results because they were at the Baylor game, Iowa State loses at West Virginia. Oklahoma State beats Texas Tech in a really competitive game. Kind of a similar situation to what we experienced, I think, where Oklahoma State beat TCU, Texas Tech got slaughtered. You know, Oklahoma State maybe thinks this game's going to be a little easier than it is, and Texas Tech takes them to the wire. West Virginia is playing some good basketball right now. So now you have, like you said, a tie for second place. Texas has a 1-game advantage. But Texas, last 8 is not the easiest schedule out there. So they still got some difficult road venues, including Waco and at TCU. And I believe they at Texas Tech will be tough for them too, because Texas Tech, that's their Super Bowl every year. Especially with what happened with Chris Beard and that situation. But, I mean, you're right. It's gritty win, and, Adam Flagler made huge plays down the stretch. Jalen Hill for Oklahoma is one of the best defenders in the Big 12, and, that's a tough matchup for Flagler. He's on him, pretty much the whole, time that he's in the game. Flagler's 6'3", Jalen Hill 6'6". He moves really well. He switches ball screens. They're very good defensively. I'm kind of surprised. I guess, some of these games, they can go through such offensive droughts that, their defensive metrics aren't as good as what my eye test tells you as far as how they play defense. But, it was a great win, gritty win. He's gone. Yeah. All right. Hey, 254-339-1122. That's the number.
Got a couple. Yep.
Okay, we got some calls. And Keyonte just texted me. He says he's on his way, so he should be here real shortly.
All right.
So welcome to the postgame call-in show with Ashley Hodge. Emery's on the board here. Keyonte George will be joining us shortly.
We got Bernie Brown.
Hey, what's up, Bernie?
Hey, how you doing, Ashley?
I'm good.
This was just a great game, but the only negative I had was I thought our defense had maybe took a step back today. What did y'all think?
Yeah, we locked down when we needed to, but I'll just give you my perspective of some things I saw. I was pretty frustrated, and I think Scott Drew was too. At the end of the first half, we were up 5 or maybe
we were up
maybe
6.
Okay, we're up. So we're up 6 at the end of the first half.
We'd almost fixed it to 8 or 9.
Yeah, and then Adam Flagler just lets the guy walk into a 3 and gives kind of a half-hearted contest. I know he didn't want to foul there, but I'm like, man, come and pick that guy up. Know the situation. He's too smart of a player to let that happen. I didn't like that. We had some pretty sloppy turnovers, even though we didn't turn the ball over much at all, only 7 times. So that was terrific. And I don't think our effort on the glass was as good as I've seen. That's probably the biggest thing for me, as far as the defense is concerned. We ended up tied rebounding-wise, 34-34, but we only got 27% of our offensive rebounds, and Oklahoma is not a good defensive rebounding team. So that's a weakness of theirs, and, we weren't as gritty, as we've been in other games, and probably a lot of that is, Caleb Lohner only played 8 minutes, and he's a really good rebounder. Jonathan is tremendous, and I love the way he played tonight. His activity's great, but he's a step slow right now. He's still working back into game shape, and Flo ends up with 3 offensive rebounds. Langston has 3 offensive rebounds. Keyonte only 2 rebounds, and those both came late in the game. He had a really that offensive rebound was pretty big though, to keep that one possession alive near the end of the game. But yeah, I agree with you. It wasn't our best defensive effort.
Ashley, what is the points in paint? How did that?
That's a good question. I get the stats from one of the statisticians at the desk, and I want to say with 7 minutes to go, the points in the paint were 32 for OU and 18 for Baylor. So they had a significant advantage.
I thought they beat us pretty bad.
Yeah. I'm sure it was double digits, just based on how the end of that game played out. I think that they, definitely beat us up in the paint. They got bigger guards.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for your call. Appreciate it.
Sikkim Bears, we're just one game out, right?
One game out. One of the hottest teams in the country. We've now won 8 out of the last 9, and we go to TCU on Saturday. So hopefully we can get a big road win, and then the West Virginia game Monday night. So we got a quick turnaround after the TCU game.
We got Luke Davis.
Hey, Luke. Welcome to the post-game call-in show, Sikkim 365.
Hey, thank you. So I'm a Baylor student. I'm a freshman. I wasn't able to make it, unfortunately, to the game tonight. I had chapel credit tonight. Chapel for just my credit I had to go to tonight, unfortunately. But I go any other time. But what I would want to talk about real quick is just I felt like the game tonight just was really like reminiscent of a bunch of the games that Baylor played their championship year or 2 years ago, where just like every team that played us basically was just like desperate for a win. I know these circumstances were a bit different for OU since they had lost, I believe like 6 straight or so Big 12 games.
Yeah.
But what do y'all think about just OU being desperate for a win tonight?
No question. This was do or die for them. Like they needed this game to have any chance of the NCAA tournament. I mean, they really need to get to, probably 7 wins in conference, and at 2-9 right now, that looks almost insurmountable. They do have that nice Alabama win to, put in their pocket. But if they're like 6-12 going into the Big 12 tournament, maybe if they win 2 games in the Big 12 tournament, because they do have, some good non-conference wins, but, they still lost to Sam Houston State. Their resume's not great, so this was a desperate team, to your point, and, Baylor did what they needed to do, and that's take care of a team that's not as good as them, a game that, they took them to the wire in Norman, and it's nice to get that sweep again. All right. Are we out? Keyonte says he's here at the door, but I don't see him at the door. Let me. Can we do a quick break while I go find him? Let's do a quick break, and I'm gonna go locate Keyonte, and we'll get him in here. Oh, here he is. All right, welcome back to the Sikkim 365 post-game call-in show after Baylor's 82-72 win over Oklahoma. Joined by Keyonte George. Great performance, 23 points for you. And, it's the second game in a row where I got a little prop here. We got to get out the broom. This place is a little dusty in here, so let's make sure we tidy up. Another sweep. How does it feel? How's it feel?
Man, it feels great, just to protect home court. That's the first thing. Right. These fans, they love us. They don't deserve to see us lose in front of them. So, we try our hardest to go out there, play hard, play with joy. Yeah. And, that's what we did tonight. We was able to beat a good Oklahoma team. We went down there to their place, and we got a gut-out win. Yeah. And now we came here and protected home court like we were supposed to do. And, like you said, we was able to, sweep them.
Yeah. Great feeling. You've won, let's see, I think it's 8 out of the last 9. I think that's right. So 18-6. Now you're in second place, 1 game out of Texas. Still very much in the hunt for a conference championship. What's the mentality of the team? Are you like, you've been playing some good basketball. Like, what are you focusing on practice? Is it all about defense right now and getting better on defense?
Yeah, for sure. Just focusing on things that we can control. Helping each other out. Just like you said, just focusing on the defensive end. Right. Everybody, they come to the game, they see how gifted everybody is on the team on the offensive end. Yeah. So, if it comes down to defense, if we, we lock up and, we're connected, each and every possession. In my eyes and our eyes, we feel like, we can really win this thing.
Yeah, no doubt. Emory, do we got some calls rolling in?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
All right, we got Benjamin Wells.
Hey, Benjamin, welcome to the Sikkim 365 postgame call-in show with Ashley Hodge and Keyonte George.
Hey. Let's go, Bears! I'm sorry about that. This is a very good game we had this evening, and we just were really excited to be there. You were saying.
It was my first game actually in person, and we had been talking for like 3 days about getting down there. So when we finally got out there, and I mean, just a huge game and a huge show up, and it was like the game that we knew Baylor could play, and so we were just really excited to finally see that in person.
Yeah, that's great. You got any questions for Keyonte, or just want to make those comments?
I mean, my big question for Keyonte is probably what have you learned from Scott Drew and the team the most so far? Y'all have grown so much this season, and so it's really exciting, and it's almost hard to keep up with how much has happened so far.
If you can go back to early season, early in the year, and to now, you can see a dramatic change. Because I go back and watch the games and just see what I wasn't doing, and now is, Coach Drew, he's talked to me about now is, I'm being used a lot and I'm playing a lot of minutes, and it's the second half of the Big 12 now, and he was saying my experience has to come into play now. I'm not some freshman no more. You played a lot of games and you know how it is, and they said this is the first time that we played every team in a row, and so now you were just telling me now they're gonna guard you different, and you just gotta grow up and play composed, just act like you've been here before, and he's really helped me with that thus far.
Yeah, you watch a lot of film with him, don't you?
Yeah, a lot.
I hear that from everybody. I'm going to mix in a question. There's a bunch of questions for you on the message board. One is great season so far. Key, where do you feel like you've improved the most through the season so far? If you're going to pinpoint one thing that you've improved the most on, what would you say?
I'll probably just say being more locked in defensively.
Yeah.
In high school, you can take plays off.
Right.
Being at IMG, it was 4 of the players that was same caliber as me. So, you can take off. He can guard somebody.
Right.
And, here, everybody's good at this level. They're here for a reason.
Yeah.
As you can see, the Big 12 is the best conference in the country. So, every night is, a dogfight. So, just knowing that, and, they was on my head in the summer about defense, and, coming in, I knew that because from watching them back then, and now I'll probably say just being more locked in defensively on the ball and off the ball.
Yeah, that's great. Very good. All right, Emory, we got another call?
Yeah, we got T-Rex.
Hey, what's up, T-Rex? How you doing?
Woo, boy! Bust out them dustpans! It's a little sweep by the Sooners! Hope their mobile homes didn't get too dirty, though. Hey, this might be the cleanest they've ever been after we're done with the broom. Man, I tell you what a night, what a win, what a showing by the students. We don't care if it's a Wednesday night. I feel bad for that kid that had to go to chapel. Man, be a grad student. We don't got to do that. It's amazing. Sick 'em. Anyways, all I got to say is way to get a win, way to defend the den, and hey, I may be broke after buying these expensive tickets on StubHub, but we're going to be in forward on Saturday, baby! Hey, little frog! You're not even a frog, you're a lizard! And you bleed from your eyes, because Keyonte is coming for it! Swooty, Swooty, coming for that frog booty, baby! Let's get it going! Ah!
Yes, sir.
All right, always entertaining. Thank you, T-Rex. So I'll be there too. And man, you had that game. You're up 17. I know that one hurt, the TCU game. So I know you've been probably looking forward to this one.
We need this one.
You want to not get swept by anybody, obviously, but if you can split with them and beat them at their court, that'd be a big thing.
Definitely.
All right, I'm going to mix in a message board question. What's the one thing that has surprised you most about playing in the Big 12, something you didn't expect coming into the season? And what's the one thing that is they asked the same question twice. Thank you for coming to Baylor. It's been a pleasure to watch you this year. I enjoy the passion and energy you play with. So the question was, what's the one thing that surprised you the most about playing in the Big 12?
Coming in, I knew it was a tough conference, but, it's you can say that, but you just got experience.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was trying to ask a lot of questions before just to kind of see if I could get a head start from everybody else that was just coming in. And it's the thing that surprised me the most is probably just, like, people see it's physical, but until you get out there and get hit, like, people are strong. Like, the refs let they let the players dictate the game for sure.
Right.
So that's probably what surprised me the most, because in high school, you know, they call it ticky-tack fouls, and, you know, now, you know, even today you can see late game, I'm dribbling with the left hand. I see, you know, one of the girls' brother come up, and I was trying to get by him, and it's kind of got bumped. It's a foul, but, you know, they're going to let that go. You got to play. You got to be strong with the ball, and, you know, that's probably just the most surprising thing for me.
Yeah, it makes sense. Emery, we got another call?
Yeah, we got Stacy.
Hey, Stacy. Welcome to the Postgame Call-In Show with Ashley Hodge and Keyonte George.
Yeah, this is actually Boxer.
Hey, what's up, Jeff? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good.
Keyonte, okay, I watch you, Keyonte, and it seems like you have a way with the referees. It seems like you can complain a little bit, but you have a smile on your face. It seems like they kind of like you. Is there a kind of a psychology or philosophy on how to get along with the referees and kind of put them on your side a little bit?
I mean, you know, like you said there's a philosophy. I mean, you got to be respectful. That's my main thing. You know, even outside of basketball, you want to be respectful to, you know, anybody that you see. And, you know, they're going to make bad calls. They're not going to see things. And, you know, with me, I just try to let them know, hey, ref, you know, he's holding the jersey. Next time, can you look for it, please? You know, just when they see that and they see how respectful you are, because a lot of, you know, players, you know, they try to, you know, bark at them and, you know, lose their mind a little bit. And I try not to do that. And really, you know, I really not even try to talk to the refs. Just it's on to the next play. The play is over. But, you know, if it's, you know, somehow really getting to me, then, you know, I'll just let them know, hey, just look for this next time. So that's probably that's just how I go about it.
Well, I love it, the way you do it. It seems like it pays off, and just the way you treat the refs with respect. Doesn't seem like you get in your opponent's faces. You're cool with the crowd. Even tonight, there was a moment late in the game, and you were just really getting the crowd. You remember that kind of on the sideline there, and you're getting the crowd hyped up. And, I mean, we love that. And so you don't have to do that, and it's cool that you do. And we've enjoyed the season and pretty fired up about the last start of the season. So keep up the good work.
Love y'all guys. Thank you.
Yeah, great call. All right, another question here. This is from Dubbikins. How good does it feel to go on the road to West Virginia earlier in the year, hear the things they're saying about Jalen Bridges, and then cook them for 32 points while you're lifting your teammate up? Is the culture at Baylor as advertised, and what separates Scott Drew, other than a national championship, from the other coaches who recruited you?
So to answer the first question about West Virginia, it started as early as shoot around. Jalen was out there first. And I went out there, and, you know, they was saying some things that I can't repeat. And I showed up on the court, and somehow, you know, I was the most hated one with them. And, you know, we was on we started bad, and we needed that win bad. And, you know, JB was out there to get a double-double. And, you know, I was out there to do my thing. And, you know, we all did our thing. Yeah. We all hit big shots. We all hit our free throws at the end of the game. Yeah. And, you know, we all made winning plays. So it was a team effort. And what was the other question?
What is the culture at Baylor as advertised, and what separates Scott Drew from other coaches who recruited you?
The culture that we have is more than advertised. Like you talk about joy. Everybody knows what joy is. Jesus, others, yourself. But the way that we've embraced it thus far, and you know, it's just special. You can look at the numbers. Couple games we've had, you know, 20 plus assists and single-digit turnovers. Yeah. And that just shows, like, you know, we're trying to find our brother. And, you know, that's just how it is here. You know, we always talk about playing for our audience of one. And, you know, we go out there and play for our Lord and Savior. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, he's still going to love us no matter what. And we always talk about that. So it's just at the end of the game, at the end of the day, it's just basketball. We go out there, have fun. But, you know, Coach Drew, what separates him from a lot of coaches, I feel like, is, you know, he talks about he wants us to win the game of life. Yeah. So that's really, when I heard that, I knew, like, okay, I needed to be here. I'll get better not only as a basketball player, but, as a person.
Yeah, that's awesome. Emory, do you have that clip? I wanted to play that clip from Mark Titus.
Yeah.
So there's a show called Titus and Tate. Are you familiar with them?
Nah.
Okay, they're national guys. They do a pretty good college basketball podcast. I want you to hear the clip they said about Baylor, and I want your reaction to it.
Okay.
Texas is up by 1 game right now. They're 7-2 in the conference. Then there's a 4-way tie for second with Kansas, TCU, Iowa State, Kansas State. Then it's Baylor's next. I think you can draw the line of those top 5. Baylor's not going to win the conference. Baylor's not going to win a national title. Again, Baylor's good. Baylor can have some fun moments. Baylor can go on a little bit of a run, Elite 8, whatever. Baylor can still have a successful year. Baylor's not in the mix for me of winning a national title or winning the Big 12.
Okay, so they do a pretty good, national basketball podcast, and they talk about every team in the country. But, the narrative for some is that we're a finesse team. We're really good on offense. We can't lock down on defense. What's your response to that?
I think for us is, we don't play the comparison game.
Right.
We just want to go 1-0 each and every day.
Yeah.
I'm sure y'all have heard that. And we go into practice, we find things that we need to work on, and we try to perfect them.
Yeah.
And, just hearing that is it's just adds fuel to the fire for us. And, we've actually heard that before. And, they played it before we played this game.
Okay. I sent it to Nunes.
It's when you hear things like that, it's just, to see what they did before and just to count us out like that is just now, it's just we just go out there and try to have fun, and people say we're a finesse team. I mean, we're just all gifted on the offensive end, and at the end of the day, on defense, it's just all about grit and want to, and we're really finding ourselves right now. And we on, like you said, we're on a good little streak right now, and we just want to keep it going. And that's it, man. We don't care about all that. You know, like I said earlier, is we play for an audience of one, and that's our Lord and Savior. So that's all we're worried about.
All right, Mark Titus, we speak your name. That's what he always says on the show. Memory, we got any more calls?
No, we don't have any more calls.
No more calls right now. All right, we got a ton of message board questions, so I'm going to roll through these. All right, this is actually kind of funny. You may not even know what this is, but this bill asks, will you be attending Sing this month? Which fraternity or sorority do you think has the best shot at the title? And did Sing influence your decision to attend Baylor? Do you even know what that is?
Yeah, I don't know what Sing is.
That's good. All right, so there's an ongoing joke. It's when the fraternities and sororities dress up and do dance routines. And so a lot of the diehard basketball fans hate it because they do it during, February. And is that right, Emory? You're a student at Baylor. Mm-hmm. So it just takes away fraternity and sororities from coming to games. And so basketball fans get frustrated with it. So that's the inside joke on that. All right, so this is another question. We got jokes here. Polo Bear, Key, if there were to be an athlete plus video of the team taking turns posterizing Ashley, what dunk style would you go with? So if you're going to posterize me for an athlete plus deal, what dunk would you do over me?
I don't know. Probably the coolest thing is probably windmill.
You did have a nice dunk at the beginning of this game.
You did, yeah, that was nice.
Legs coming back.
All right, this is a question about recruiting. I know coaches can't answer these questions, but you can. So how well do you know Trey Johnson? How much communication is there between the two of you? And assuming the rules don't change and he cannot go straight to the NBA, do you have a guess as to what route he'll take? Will he go to the G League? Will he go to Baylor, Kentucky, or some other school? Do you have any comments on that?
Yeah, I was actually the host for Trey.
Yeah.
And him being a Dallas kid, me being a Dallas kid, we actually sat down in my apartment. I kind of asked him, what's your plans and, what are you trying to get out of this? And because those were the same questions that I was asked by, somebody else.
Right.
And just, you try to make it to the highest level, or you trying to be a good college player, what are you trying to do? And, obviously he told me, I want to be a pro.
Yeah.
And I want to go somewhere that, prepares me, to be at my highest level coming into that. And, obviously, I chose to come to Baylor. And, I just told him my reasons why. I told him, I'm playing for a head coach that gives us a lot of freedom.
Right.
But, he's going to be on your back. And he has an incredible coaching staff that, puts in a lot of time, into film and, player development. Coach Tweedy, he's really, locked in with us. We find time to work out with him. It's a lot of rules that, off days can't work out and stuff like that. But, he finds his time in and he gets in there and he kind of acts like a big brother to us. And I was kind of telling him that, like, having a person on the staff that you can relate to.
Yeah.
And he went to Baylor. Like, I mean, for me, that's nothing else that I could have asked for. And, I kind of told him, he was kind of asking me about the city, and I was just like, my reason about, coming to Waco is, I want to be a pro.
Yeah. And
for me, I don't have time to be trying to go, to a party school and trying to do all those other things when, I'm trying to be a pro. And, here in Waco, it's not a lot of things to do. It's a couple things to do, but, where I stay is the gym is 2 minutes.
Right.
And so that's all I need. I go to school, I do my schoolwork, and I, play basketball. That's all I'm here for.
Yeah.
Not trying to get into any trouble. And I just told him that, and he kind of listened. And, now I keep communication with him every now and then, just keeping up with his, his games and stuff like that. He's playing right now, so he's a little busy. But, I've been able to keep in contact with him and just talking to him a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. You got any leanings on where you think he's going, or
of course I want him to come to Baylor.
And you're such a great ambassador for the school. I've noticed that. Like, a lot of guys that are, pro aspirations, you're going to be, probably a one and done, and hopefully that materializes. You're a lottery pick, but you don't have to. Like, a lot of people just rent Baylor in that situation. Like, but you seem all in. Like, you just seem like you feel like you owe it to the school to, be the best ambassador you can be. Is that just how you're wired, or is that because you feel like you're getting so much from Baylor and you want to return it?
For me, it's just, picking to come to Baylor was probably one of the biggest decisions I've ever made.
Right.
Coming here. And so, if I'm making that decision to come here, it's kind of like, all right, I gotta be all in.
Right.
Like, it don't matter. Like, I'm not finna go against the grain with the coaches. Like, I picked to come here. And I told them, like, I want to be pushed. And they told me that they're going to get me better. And, I told them my goals. And they said, okay, we're going to do what we need to do to get you where you want to be at. Yeah. And so it's kind of like, just if I buy all in and we're winning games, then that not only looks good for me, but for everybody else. The assistant coaches, they're helping us win games. Coach Drew is a phenomenal coach. He's winning games. Like, we just all look good, as a program. Right. And so, when you focus, when you don't focus on yourself, that's why I enjoy yourself as last.
Yep.
And, that really stuck with me. And so, when you really embrace, your teammates, the coaches, just the fans, like, when we talk about me, just looking at the fans, they pay money to come watch us play.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, you want to give them a good time. I always take time to take pictures, sign autographs, stuff like that, because, at the end of the day, we're influencers. Yeah. So, they always want to, kids want to grow up and be like us. So, just to answer that question, just got to be all in. You can't be 1 foot in. Can't go against the grain. Like I said, you got to, all be in. And that's just, what I told myself before I even stepped on campus.
That's a mature perspective. Very commendable. All right, I'm going to roll through these other questions here, and then I'll get you out of here. Sikkim, Kentucky. Did you call text with Anthony Black after the Arkansas game? What was that banner like? Did you guys talk after the game?
We talked before and we talked after. My house was maybe 5 minutes away from his.
Yeah.
And we grew up with each other. We grew up playing AAU against each other.
Right.
And that was a fun game. It was mind blowing and just an eye opener. We talked about playing in college and, either playing with each other or playing against each other. And that's, what happened. We kind of set that goal for ourselves at a young age. And, it was just a blessing that we was able to be healthy and be able to play the game that we love and play against each other. And there was a lot of Dallas people that was there. I'm really close with his family, and he's really close with mine. So it was a really fun time being on the same court as him as always.
Yeah, yeah. All right, this is Castle Bear. Are you mad that Everyday John has a better 3-point shooting percentage than you?
Nah, not at all. I want John to make shots, and that's what he's doing.
His form looks good, right? All right, this is Baylor 1984. What has your experience been like at Baylor as a student athlete? What are your favorite subjects so far that you've studied? Do you have anything that you have taken a class that you like? That's pretty cool. I enjoyed that.
as far as class, I mean, I've just kind of just kept an open mind,
right,
and just kind of doing the things I need to do. I'm in a political science class right now, and that's actually pretty interesting for me.
Yeah.
And then as far as I've just enjoyed the city. We've got Cameron Park. That's cool.
Yeah.
I have a dog, so I've been able to walk him over there a couple of times.
What kind of dog do you got?
Doberman.
Oh, nice. Very good. All right. What advice is Hill 02? What advice do you have for next year's highly rated freshmen? So Mira Little, Jacoby Walter. Do you talk to them? I mean, what advice would you give them?
So I haven't had a time to talk to Myro, but I've had time to talk to Woobs. Oh yeah, Jacoby. I call him Woobs. That's his nickname. So I would just say, I've actually told Woobs, it's just like I said, being all in. Like if you all in, where you want to go, they all gonna see that.
Right.
So if they see like you coming in top rated and your ego is all the way down, then that makes everybody else on the team respect you, because they coming in here 4-star, 5 stars, and they could easily just be like, I got myself here so I can do what I want to do.
Right.
But I've told him multiple times, like that's not how it's gonna work, and they gonna see that.
Yeah.
And they gonna just been playing. Y'all can go back. I've been on the bench before trying to go against the grain, and it's just just ultimately just don't come in with a lot of pressure on your shoulders. Just it's basketball. Have fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy your time here, however long they'll be here, and just like I said, just have fun. That's my main thing to them.
Great perspective. Emory, are we any calls left, or there's?
Yeah, we got 3 calls.
All right, let's roll through. Are you good, Keyonte? Do you got time to do this?
Yeah.
All right, let's do 15 minutes more.
All right. We got True Green.
Hey, what's up, James? How you doing?
Hey, Ashley, first time caller, one time host. Good to talk to you. Keyonte, I want to echo what Ashley said. Appreciate such an ambassador you are for Baylor, and I think you're going to do that. And I appreciate you recognizing what an influencer you are. You're a model for my hooper, sophomore high school player, the way you carry yourself on the court and off the court. But let me ask you this. I know it's hard to do a lot in practice during the season. It's so physical, like you said. What do you do to really study film? And then I'm really curious, when you come out of the game, and I know you never want to, but you got to catch your breath, what are you studying on the court during the game? Are you talking to the coaches? What are you looking for?
Yeah, so, like you said, you can't do a lot during the season. Playing a lot of games. And for me, I just do a lot of, stretching. Do a lot of stretching, work on your body. I've actually got into Pilates, so that's been helping my body a lot. For instance, so tonight I'll go back, watch the game. I have it recorded. I'll go watch it, just see the things that I can get better on. And, also when I come out the game, it's kind of, seeing what they're doing to, Adam and LJ and Langston and Dale, and just seeing how they're guarding them. Because we all can, go 5 straight, 6 straight. And so they're going to guard them like they'll guard me. And so, just seeing how they're guarding me and just seeing what will be open. And so when I come back in the game, it makes the game a lot slower and easier, and I'll be able to make the reads that I want to make.
Yeah. Hey, great question, James. Appreciate it. Emory?
Yeah, we got JD.
Hey, JD. Welcome to the Postgame Call-In Show with Ashley Hodge and Keyonte George.
Hey, Ashley. It's actually KEB.
Yeah. Hey, you're not home yet. You're still driving now. All right.
I'm getting close. I'm like 30 minutes away.
All right.
A little bit more. I won't do that to Keith, but
yeah.
Hey, I wanted to just get with him, and first of all, like everybody else has said, thanks for coming and just being such a great ambassador for the school. And it's been fun to watch your development since you started out, and just see, particularly for me, because I'm such a fan of defense and grit. Ashley knows I've coached a little basketball over the years, and to watch your development on the defensive end has been really incredible. And I just was curious to know if you're watching film, and maybe this was asked while I was trying to get on the call line, whether you've watched film on Davion Mitchell from the couple of years that he was with us closely,
And I guess the question I have for you around that, if you do, is with your just athletic ability and size and grit and the leadership ability that I see, you've got a shorter period of time than Davion did, but I really see you with the possibility of being able to develop into what he was defensively and really lead us over the course of the last 6 weeks of the season to a similar place. What do you see in Davion, and how do you see yourself being able to develop further defensively?
Davion is, we all know he's lockdown defender. I've actually heard some things. He'll watch the person that he'll be guarding, or, just seeing the different guys that he might be on the floor with, guarding. And they've told me that that's helped him. And, of course, he had experience and he's been in the system, and that really helped him. And, in the summer, I would actually watch. They've actually sent me defense highlights of just him, no offense, just him getting stops, playing hard in the right spots. And, that really helped him. And they preached to me that if you can guard, you're going to be on the floor somewhere, no matter if you're making shots or not. You're getting stops for the team. And, you can control playing defense, staying in front of your man, helping one another. And, I've just really taken the time to, just watch what he did while he was here, and also take the time to, like I said, I watched the game and just critiquing my own self. We're going to go to the gym and we watch film as a team. And, for me, it's, if you already watch film and correct your own self, and, you go into film, you can be like, oh, I've already seen this and I've already known, like, what I need to do here and stuff like that. So when you can be your own criticizer, it makes it a lot better. And, I've seen that that's helped me a lot.
Yeah, that's great. One more call, Emery. We got
we got two more.
Two more. All right, let's roll through them.
We got Steven.
Hey, Steven. Welcome to the Postgame Call-In Show.
Yeah, hey, thank you, Ashley. And Keyonte, George, just echo everybody else. You're a great guy. Really appreciate being with Baylor and giving us your talent. So here's my question. I'm always amazed at how competitive the Big 12 is. I mean, it's just up and down. I do believe, as Scott Drew says, anyone can beat anyone. Now, since you've gone through at least each Big 12 team once now, Keyonte, I'm just curious, which 2 or 3 teams do you think in the Big 12 pose the greatest challenge to Baylor, either by player-to-player matchups, schemes, talent, strengths, weaknesses, however you compare them? Which 2 or 3 teams do you think give Baylor the biggest challenge right now?
Good question. Thanks.
Yeah. So first, just to say that every team in the Big 12 could give you a challenge. We talk about it's a one-possession game. But OU gives us some problems just with their size, and we play 3 guards, so we got a front and throwing it over the top. Of course, Kansas. They gave us some struggles. We was able to figure it out and get a big win at home. And I'll probably say probably Texas. They have size. They have really good guards. And, they was kind of – I didn't feel like we were outnumbered or, undersized. But, I feel like they got the best of us that game. And, we'll go back to the drawing board and see what we need to do against them. But, every team is, challenging. Like I said, I don't want to, just answer your question. Of course, I gave you 3 teams. But, every team has given us a challenge. You see we went 0-3 to start Big 12 play. So, like you said.
No, it's great. Thank you.
Yep. So – just like I said, I mean, every night is a challenge, and so just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. We got one more?
Yeah, we got Larry.
Hey, Larry. Welcome to the Postgame Call-In Show with Ashley Hodge and Keyonte George.
Get on.
Yeah, we got Larry.
Stop it, guys.
We got some feedback in the background. Are you on here?
Larry?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead and ask your question.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right.
You might need to turn the volume down on where you're watching this because we're getting a feedback loop.
All right, just a second. You might need to turn the volume down. Is that good?
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Big guy, I got a challenge for you, okay? I teach kids in Houston all the time. And I've watched you play, and I'm going to challenge you to learn this move. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Nod your head so I know you're ready. Okay.
He was a killer, by the way, back in the 70s.
You do. Now, understand, I'm not being critical, okay? I've seen you play, and I think you'll love this move. Have you studied Villanova's guards in the past, how when they drive it to the basket, they can't go any further, and then they turn their back to them?
Yeah, the Jalen Brunson move.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson's a perfect example. Yep.
But the one thing that you have over these Villanova guards is you can get off the ground, okay? You can sky, all right? When you drive, if you get and you can't go any further, and then you reverse and you back them in and you get into the lane, you can shoot that fadeaway jump shot, and they can't stop you in that close with a fadeaway jump shot.
I got you. I hear you. I'll definitely work on that.
Hey, good stuff. Thanks, Larry.
All right.
Hey,
sure.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Larry was one of the top players at Baylor in the 1970s and averaged like 25 points a game before there was a three-point line. He could shoot it. He was a sharpshooter. I wasn't there to watch it, but I've heard from the old timers, just to make it clear. All right, so let me ask you a few more message board questions, and I'm going to get you on the road. All right, this is did you attend any Baylor football games this year? How many guys on the football team do you know? Were you all into football when you were during the football season?
Yeah, when the players come on a visit, I usually go to the games.
Yeah,
I've watched a couple on TV.
Yeah.
I'm really cool with Richard Reese, the running back.
Yeah.
We was in a class together, and we got a chance to know each other, and he was killing it as a freshman.
Yeah,
and it's kind of it was preseason for us, and I was kind of getting a lot of awards, and it's just kind of cool to see how he was playing really well, and I was kind of expected to play well coming into my season, so I know him, and I also know Jordan. I know him well. I think he was on the punt return or something, but he's fast, little. And
Neighbors, Jordan Neighbors.
Yeah, Jordan Neighbors.
Yep.
So I've gotten close with them too, as far as well as Armani Winfield.
Yeah,
I went to high school with him.
Yeah.
So
I forgot that.
Yeah, I know them three.
That's awesome. All right, I'm going to rapid fire you here. Are you sure you don't want to stick around one more year so you can score the first bucket in the new arena? You don't have to answer that. If Tweedy had any eligibility left, could he earn some minutes on the team, or is he way too old?
Yeah, Tweedy can play. Just got to lose a little weight, Tweedy. That's it, Tweedy. I done told him this before, too. Tweedy can hoop. He can shoot it.
All right. You kind of already answered this question about why you tell recruits they should choose Baylor. This is a pretty funny question. Bear Verdad. If and when you buy George's, will you change the name of it to Keyonte George's, or will you stick with the old school name of George's? And then he says, I see Keyonte becoming more and more of a leader on the court. Is there someone on the team that you model your leadership style after? And what would you say to other recruits? Why should they come to Baylor? You've kind of answered that, but if you want to answer it again. So the first question is, as being a leader on the court, is there somebody that you model your leadership skills after?
First of all, George's is really good. I'm keeping the name. But y'all see, our leaders are, Flo and, Adam.
Yeah.
John.
Yep.
And just seeing, how vocal they are. And, we all know, they're the vets on our team. And, anywhere you go, any next level, there's going to be vets. But I think the thing about them that's really helped me is, seeing that they're they're vocal. And that's just made me more vocal. Just talking on defense and, trying to, lead by example. And, I'm just so blessed to be here. Like, they take the time to listen to me, even, as a 19-year-old, not a lot of programs that, a lot of the older guys are kind of like, I've been here before, kind of like you don't know what you're talking about. And, they take the time to listen to what I have to say about the game. And, that's just really helped me, a lot this year.
Yeah. All right. Who's the hardest player you've had to defend the Big 12, and who's the hardest player to defend in practice?
Probably the hardest person to defend in the Big 12 is probably Keyonte.
I love it.
Yeah. In practice.
And not Keyonte Johnson. You're talking about yourself, right?
Johnson. Probably the hardest player to guard in practice is probably Danswan. Our red shirt. He's
super fast.
He's athletic. He can get up and dunk it.
Yeah.
He can shoot it. So he's really, pushed me and all of the other guys. He's really fast in transition, and we was kind of emphasizing getting back, and he really helped us with that.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, so we got something to look forward to. Future's bright with him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, outside of basketball, what are you most proud of? Do you have anything that any hobbies or anything you love, or just what are you most proud of outside of basketball?
I mean, it's just how far I've come as a person,
right?
And how I've carried myself. That's really how I'm really proud of myself for. And of course, I didn't do it by myself. The coaches, my parents, my beautiful girlfriend. She's really helped me. Being down here and keeping me accountable, just not just on the court, but just like with school and getting up, starting your day early. Just little things like that. Going on a walk, just clearing your mind. There's so much that we deal with as basketball players, and so just having that and just creating a supporting system around me that's probably what I'm most proud of this far.
All right, the final question. We'll close with this. What do you think of the nickname Coyote?
I'll roll with it. Keyonte Coyote. I mess with it. I feel like coyotes are really dangerous in a sense.
Yeah. So you started a movement. I told you this before you came in, but there was a message board post about that, and a lot of people are like joking that that's now your new nickname. And so we actually have people behind the visitor bench that actually do the coyote howl every time you make a bucket now. And we have memes that are being shared on text messages. So it's been kind of a thing. So
yeah, let's roll with that. Let's roll with it. I like that.
Hey, you've been awesome. I appreciate you taking time to do this, and gives fans an opportunity to get to know you better, and just been super impressed with you. So thank you. You've been listening to a Sikkim 365 post-game call-in show with Ashley Hodge and Keyonte George, and you can't go, 34-6 until you go 19-6. So let's beat TCU. And once again, let's celebrate the second sweep in a row. OU. Let's close with that. Sikkim Bears.